Episode 6, Cyclops. At 5 p.m, Bloom arrives at Barney Kieran's pub to meet Martin Cunningham and talk about the Dignam family finances, but Cunningham has not yet arrived. So myself and Joe turned into Barney Kieran's, and there, sure enough, was this citizen up in the corner having a great confab with himself and that bloody mangy mongrel Gary Owen. And he wanting for what the sky would drop in the way of a drink. There, he says I, in his glory hole, with his crushing lawn and his load of papers, walking for the cops. The bloody mongrel let a grouse out of him that would give you the creeps. Be a corporal work of mercy if someone would take the life out of that bloody dog. I'm told for a fact he ate a good part of the breeches off a constable man in Santry that came around one time with a blue paper about a licence.
Stand on the liver.
That's all he says. The friends here.
Pass, friends.
Then he rubs his hands in his eyes and says he,
What's your opinion of the times?
doing the rapparee and the rory of the hill, but begone, Joe was his equal to the occasion.
I think the markets are on the rise,
says he, sliding his hand down his fork. So begone. The citizen claws his paw on his knee and he says,
Martin Wars is the cause of it.
it's the Russians' wish to tyrannize.
I've always a bloody coffin job. I've a thirst to me I wouldn't sell for half a crown.
Give it a name, citizen.
Wine of the country.
What's yours?
Ditto McAnapsy.
3 points, Terry. And how's the heart, citizen?
Never better at a card. What, Gary? Are we going to win, eh?
And with that, he took the bloody old trouser by the scruff of the neck, and by Jesus, he really throttled it.
Drink that, citizen.
I will, honourable person.
Held Joe, and all down the form. Don't be talking. I was blue mouthy for the wine at that point. Declare to God, I could hear it hit the pit of my stomach with a click.
Here, Teddy, here's a party.
Just, I say, to me talk. How's Willie Murray those times off?
Don't know, I just saw him down Cable Street with Paddy Dignam.
You what?
Oh, it was only after that. We're taking him.
Is it Paddy?
Yeah, why?
Don't you know he's dead?
Paddy Dignam dead.
Aye.
Sure, I was after seeing him only 5 minutes ago. I was playing his bike staff.
You saw his ghost then. God between us and harm.
What? Oh, Christ. What? Will Murray written. The two of them in matching the Dignam dead. Dead. He's no more dead than you are.
Maybe so. They took the liberty of burying him this morning, though.
Paddy?
Aye, he paid the debt of nature. God be merciful to him.
Christ.
Be God, he was what you might call flabbergasted.
There he is again.
Who?
Bloom. He's out on point duty up and down there for the last 10 minutes.
And be gone. I saw a Cyclops do a peek in, then slither off. Old Gary Allen growling at him, skeezing around the door.
Come in, come on, we won't need you.
So Bloom sloops in with his cod eye on the door, and he asked Terry was Martin Cunningham there? And says Joe,
Could you make a hole in another point?
could have swimmed up.
Hello, Bloom. What do you have?
So they started arguing the point.
No, I wouldn't.
Sure.
I couldn't, excuse me. No offence.
Same again, Terry. Are you sure you won't have anything in the way, will you?
Thank you, no. As a matter of fact, I just wanted to meet Martin Cunningham, don't you see, about the insurance of poor Dignam's. Martin asked me to go to the house. You see, he, Dignam I mean, didn't serve any notice of the assignment on the company at the time, and nominally under the Act, the mortgagee can't recover on the policy.
Holy wars. That's a good one if old Shylock is landed. So the wife comes out top dog, what?
Well, that's a point for the wife's admirers.
Who's admirers?
I mean, the wife's advisors.
So Terry bought the 3 pints.
Here, citizen.
Slow that.
Fortune, Joe. Good health, citizen. God, he had his mouth halfway round the tumbler already. What a small fortune to keep him in drinks.
Talking about violent exercise, we had that boxing match the other day.
No.
White Lady's bowling boiled, and he knows which side his bread is poured on. He's running the contest with 2-0 up north.
He is, isn't he?
Who? Yes, quite true. Yes, a kind of summer tour, you see, just a holiday.
Mrs. Bloom is the bright particular star, is she?
my wife, yeah, she's singing, yes. I think it'll be a success too. He's an excellent man to organise, excellent.
Oh, big God, says I to myself, says I. That explains the milk in the coconut and the absence of hair on the animal's chest. Blaze is doing a tootle on the flute. Concerteur. That's the buckle that'll organise her. Take my tip. Twixt you and me, Caderish.
Will you try and under citizen?
Yes, sir, I will.
Yep.
Behold to you, Joe. May your shadow never grow less.
Repeat that, those.
Bloom was talking with Alf, and he quite excited with his dumduckety mud-coloured mother, his old plum eyes rolling about.
Persecution. All the history of the world is full of it, perpetuating national hatred among nations.
Do you know what a nation means?
Yes.
What is it?
A nation. A nation is the same people living in the same place.
My God, then. So we're the nation. We're living in the same place for the past 4 years.
So, of course, everyone had a laugh at Bloom, since says he trying to muck out of it.
Or also living in different places.
That covers my case.
What's your nation, if one may ask?
Ireland. I was born here. Ireland.
The citizen said nothing, only cleared the spit out of his gullet, and God, he spat a red bank oyster out of him, right in the corner.
After you would push, Joe.
Says he, taking out his handkerchief to swab himself dry.
Here you are, citizen. Take that in your right hand and repeat after me the following words.
Show us over the drink. Which is which?
That's mine, as the devil said to the dead policeman.
And I belong to a race too that is hated and persecuted. Also now, this very moment, this very instant, robbed, plundered, insulted, persecuted, taking what belongs to us by right. This very moment, sold by auction in Morocco, like slaves or cattle.
Are you talking about the New Jerusalem?
I'm talking about injustice.
Right, stand up to it then with force like men.
That's an almanac picture for you. Marked for a soft-nosed bullet. Old Largy face standing up to the business end of a gun. God, he'd have done a sweeping brush, so he would. If only he had a nurse's apron on him. And then he collapses all of a sudden, twisted around, all the opposite, as limp as a wet rag.
It's no use. Force, hatred, history, all that. That's not life for men and women. Insult and hatred. And everybody knows that it's the very opposite of that that is really life.
What?
Love. I mean, the opposite of hatred. I must go now. Just round to the court a moment to see if Martin is there. If he comes, just say, I'll be back in a second. Just a moment.
Who's hindering you? And off he pops like grease light.
And you apostle to the Gentiles, universal love.
Well, isn't that what we're told in love and neighbour?
That chap, begging my neighbour is his motto. Love my aunt. He's a nice pattern of Romeo and Juliet.
Well, Joe, says I, you're in very good health and song.
Hurrah there.
The blessings of God and Mary and Patrick.
And he ups with his pint to wet his whistle.